Speaking about strikers and scoring, Liverpool condemned Leicester to relegation because Trent, as a defender, scored that goal, magical goal. But his celebration, Jay, and how he looked in that moment was contrary to many reports that we've believed in terms of Trent is going to leave Liverpool for Real Madrid. Do you think, Jay, in terms of what he looked like in those moments and the passion and the showings of that particular moment, that he just might make a U-turn and things are not necessarily signed and confirmed that he's going to Real Madrid? He might yet still change his mind and sign an extension with the Reds?
First of all, Leicester being relegated, right? You remember a few seasons ago, and Leicester were finishing back-to-back fifth places and challenging for Champions League spots. And Arsenal were finishing in 8th place. And everybody was like, oh, maybe it's time for Leicester to take over from Arsenal in the Big Six. Like, yes, Arsenal should be replaced and booted out of the Big Six. This is the last time I'll bring it up. But I just wanted to zero in on that, especially when you see Spurs and United struggling as they are. Now where the conversation is like, oh, maybe we need new members in the Big Six.
This is 50 saying, what did he say F me for? Because Singen United.
Just saying, Chuck.
Yeah.
But where Trent is concerned, when I saw him come on and score that goal and the celebration, I thought to myself, man, if this man leaves at the end of the season, like, what was all of that for? Like, it's gonna be hella funny for me. Like, you did all of that. And what was that? Like, were you having a go at your fans who feel as though that you are betraying them by leaving for nothing? Whereas you have previously said that you are Scouts through and through, Liverpool red through and through, and you have dreams of emulating Stevie, spending your entire career, well, if we don't count his time in America, that is Stevie, but your whole peak years at Liverpool and ending up as the captain. Are you having a go at those fans, or is that you venting out a frustration whereby what's actually going to happen is I'm going to stay and all of this is for nothing? But if you're going to stay in a week, a few weeks where Liverpool have announced the extensions of Mo Salah and Van Dijk, surely they would have announced an extension of Trent as well, right? Because they were working on those deals the entirety of the season around the same times, and they concluded them around the same times. So I don't think so, Chuck. I don't think this is a sign that he is going to pull a Wolf of Wall Street and I'm not going anywhere. In the vein that Stevie G did after winning the 2005 Champions League final, where he was slated and very close to going to Chelsea, but then the euphoria of winning the Champions League with his beloved Reds made him change his mind. And even subsequently when Real Madrid came calling, he still decided to stay with Liverpool. So that's the question, right? Is Trent coming on after missing some weeks due to injury, winning the game and putting Liverpool on the verge of winning a second Premier League title in 5 seasons, going to be enough to cause a U-turn, as we believe that he already has a decision in place, or has made a decision that he's going to Real Madrid? I don't think so. And also, Chuck, I don't think he should stay at Liverpool.
Yeah. I mean, it went out with Stevie G, he won the Champions League, and based on what was literally what we were speaking about last week in terms of, but he had to still finish his story. He was still chasing the league title, which he didn't. Unfortunately, he's the guy who had the slip, ironically. But I think there was still some business to be done there. But Trent has won the Champions League, he's won the league, he's won just about everything, right? Have they won the Carabao?
They've won everything. They won everything under Klopp. So winning the league, a second league title in 5 seasons. Literally, what's that going to mean is that in the time that Manchester City have been farmers in this league, the times that they haven't won the league, Liverpool have won it.
And Trent was there.
And Trent was there. Like for Liverpool, Chuck, who when they won their first league was the first in 30 or 33 seasons, whatever the case may be, 2 Premier League titles. That's like the 13 that Manchester United had under Sir Alex, because it's a rare thing. And Trent, having won everything, would have then even doubled down on league titles, which is why I say I don't think you should stay. Go have an adventure in Spain. You've done everything at Liverpool. Go see what is out there.
Yeah, so I think the very same thing, Jay, in terms of because he's done everything. You've given the team what they want, right? It's not like you left mid-season in terms of we were chasing for the league, we were so close, we were going to build something great, and then you left. No, we did take the Champions League box, the League box, the FA Cup, the Carabao. What should I stay for? Because I've given you the best of my football. Except for Jay, the entirety of this season, we've heard Mo Salah get on every mic saying, it's probably my last derby, it's probably my last Watwati, goodbye, farewell. Then there's a picture and videos of him sitting on the throne, he signed the extension. You're like, what's happened here? So footballers and what they say on the mic, or rather what we hear from reports on social media, the press, YouTube, wherever, it's very deceptive in terms of what then finally happens as the actual final result. So I don't know, Jay. Maybe that was then to say, well, maybe he's staying. I can't give reason for why he should versus going to Real Madrid, right? Because they look like they've built a side where the age profile is very right, and he just slots in on the right wing or right full back space, and then they just play that football because he's going to be another maestro added to what they're building yet again as another version of the Galacticos. But I cannot predict it. With what I've seen, with Van Dijk was a bit more straightforward because he was not really as vocal. You didn't see much about his contract situation, and he's then signed, which we were expecting to happen. I was convinced Mo Salah is going. I was just saying if Mo Salah doesn't get what he wants, he's their best player, they don't give him the money and what he's worth, he should go. I don't know who bent the knee. I don't know who compromised, but they found a middle ground and he signed the contract. I don't know what Trent is after. I don't know if it's financial or does he want glory elsewhere. But it seems to me, as what I put up first and foremost, that he wanted to win things and be great. You can't look at you can't belittle what he's done for Liverpool. I think you look at his stint there and you're like, well, his boyhood club. He's come through the ranks. He's come through the system. He's won trophies. He's been the darling. He's been a past master at Liverpool. What more do you want from Trent in terms of what more can he do to elevate, right? That's if they win like 5 other leagues, then you're great. But in terms of what's realistic and the teams that are out there and how people are improving, this is like a very good run for Liverpool. So I am not quite convinced, Jay, in terms of will he actually stay? But there could be a twist. There could yet still be a twist.
You know what? I do empathize with Liverpool fans in terms of if you're gonna leave, it would have been great for us to get a fee for you. You know, and Trent being Trent, when you think Achraf Hakimi went for 80 million from Inter Milan to PSG, you imagine those numbers are more for Trent, right? Which a Liverpool team who are the way they manage their money is not like the old rich clubs. That would have come in handy, you know. But we don't know what happened in negotiations, why his contract was allowed to run down to a point where he's going to leave on a free. We don't know if on the side of Liverpool, the negotiations weren't what they were supposed to be, or if Trent was like leading them on and then dropped them in the last moments. We'll find out if he does leave. When he does leave, we imagine he'll do an interview and he'll let us into his confidence in terms of what happened there and when he made the decision. But it would be nice for Liverpool and their fans okay, Trent has done this and then he says farewell. It's like we don't bemoan him that, but would it be we get like 100 million for him and everybody, it's happy days. It's him living for free. That feels like a gut punch.
Do you think, Jay, lastly before we move on, do you think Real Madrid would have still maintained their appetite had there been a fee like 50, 60 attached to his name? Do you think they still go for him versus when he's free? Because I think maybe some players have this in their negotiation that if I do sign, I need to be able to leave on a particular fee if I want to go out. Because if you priced me at 100 million, I might not move. Do you think a Real Madrid would have had the same appetite had they had to pay 50 for him?
I do think so. Real Madrid were willing to pay 200 million for Mbappe in 6 months to go on his contract.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think either a season to go, but he was on the verge of becoming a free agent, and they wanted to secure that, you know, without any leverage from the PSG side contractually. But Real Madrid was still willing to part ways with that money because they had identified Mbappe and they desperately wanted him. And I think they would have paid a fee for Trent because they do need a right back, you know, and that's the one that they covered. But as Real Madrid do, they got Mbappe for free, and now they're about to get Trent for free as well. I mean, it's not completely free because there's going to be a very healthy signing on bonus, and that is also the bonus you get for running down your contract, right?
Yeah.